Yo, can you guys hear me? I don't really know what's going on. I think I had to make a new stream. What up, guys? Pharaoh, Xander, Isaiah. Kosna. Just smashed Breck today. It was beautiful. Connor Henderson with the 12 months. Thank you, man. 1 year. That's incredible, dude. I think I just went, I think I went into the other stream and just linked this new one. I don't know what happened. I'm literally in a parking lot just streaming, so. But I think we're good now. Xander says, Crystal Mountain King Send was absolutely top quality. Thank you, man. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Great day to hike, great day to drop into that, so. I had a lot of that. Felt like a classic video to put together. A lot of fun. It was a satisfying video to make, put it that way. Victor, glad you. Jackson Hole next week. Let's go, Connor. Alright, sweet. Sounds like people came over here from the other stream. Not bad, not bad. Next video, Crystal heading to Northway. Yeah, I skied Northway for a few hours, so that's where most of that next video will take place. Thanks for sending us over here, Lucas. You're welcome, Logan. Thanks for coming over. My favorite YouTuber, keep make good content. Thank you, Barrett. What up, guys? Big Sky's been crazy this last week, dude. It seems like the northern part of the country, Jackson, Big Sky's been really good. So, what resorts am I hitting? I'm doing Alpentel. It's not on any of those three. It's kind of hard to justify buying a pass, but. Came from the other stream. Sweet. What up, Parker? Chris is present. Nice. What up, Ron? Got the link in the other stream. What up, Papa Joe? What's going on, Morgan? Barrett Comer, where are you going next? Going to Alpentel. Wish the snow was better out here right now. Things are going to change quick this weekend. You know, I think that's an accurate representation though of what it is. That's why I think Utah is so hailed, because it's the most consistent snow, you know. People have been saying, "Oh, it's not good," or you know, you have a day on either end of a storm until it turns to crap, but it's like, you know, it's kind of the way where I feel like in Utah, like you can go to these places and it's like it's kind of always good no matter what. So I think days like this are where you get like the accurate representation of what these mountains are like, because any mountain is going to be good after a storm or or you know, with fresh snow. But it's like, how is the mountain going to ski when there hasn't been new snow, and you know, you kind of just have the conditions that are here. I mean, it can always be better, it can always be worse, but that's why we just jump in and kind of ski whatever with whatever conditions we got. So yeah, Justin's gonna be in and out a little bit. It looks like he popped in, so welcome, Justin. But new Monte gear is nice, like that douchebag too. Nice size, yeah. I like the kind of like the white suit over the teal one for some reason, but I feel like they kind of changed their sizing a little bit. The suits seem to fit a little bit larger. They're this year's model, so they're just fine-tuned a little bit more. So they've been nice, but definitely like that backpack. Dixon, I've been watching for 3 years now. Vids keep getting better and best on YouTube. Thank you, man. I remember you know, seeing you around for a long time, dude. So thanks for the continued support. Yes, sir, man. How was Northway? Northway was fun. I mean, it's a big area where it's like you really got to know where you're going. I don't think there was a single other person out on the mountain, so it was very eerie feeling skiing that spot, like without, like there just wasn't anyone to even ski like towards or anything. But I did a few of the different gates. I did like Horseshoe Cliffs, which was pretty gnarly. That was a fun area to do. It was good. It was good. You had to be careful with like what slopes you were hitting in terms of what direction they're facing. What up, Matt, with the 20 or the 12 months Stoke Squad 1 year peeps? Let's go. Lucas, does your camera make the hills steeper than they really are? Love your videos. I mean, I would argue that a lot of times GoPros make the terrain look flatter and not as steep. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I don't think that you get an accurate representation from the GoPro, especially the wider the camera is, the less steep it tends to make it. So, you know. Ben Orland, Silver King video sick. Pinball run looks gnarly. Thanks, man. Nice meeting you for 2 days at Crystal, man. Brian with a Y gifted 5. Thank you, man, Brian. Appreciate it, dude. Keeping that streak alive. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the new members of the Stoke Squad. We got Brennan, Elijah, Morgan, Ronnie. Let's go. Thank you, Brian. And Eric with the 20 to all the F-150 owners with the 5.0. Watch out for your water pumps to degrade into the timing cover. So when the pump goes 100K, it ruins the timing cover too. It gets real expensive real quick, so funds are tighter. Yikes, man. First off, man, I appreciate all the continued support this year, this season, man, both on the videos and also in these streams like this, dude. So definitely take care of your truck. Do what you got to do, man. Thank you for the 20, and thank you for the PSA on the water pump integration implosion, it feels like. But hope you get that sorted out, man. Thank you for the 20, dude. And Xander with 15. The King didn't stand a chance against the Stoke Prince. Videos like the Chris one today are the reason I love following, supporting your content. You're an inspiration, bro. Thank you, man. Xander, your support is unreal, dude. Both just in the Discord, on Instagram, everywhere, dude. You're just like a beacon of positivity and encouragement, man. So I appreciate you, and I know the rest of the Stoke Squad does too. Thank you for the 15. And I'm stoked that we were able to conquer the King, at least stay on our feet, which is always the main goal. Chris with the 20, my weekly donation to the Church of Stoke. Let's go, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It helps a lot keep the Stoke rolling. It just keeps us, you know, with these gas prices and everything else, man. But thank you, guys. The Luke and Luna Express carries on going north, so... Thank you guys. Lots of questions that I'm missing, so see if I can roll through some of these real quick. Logan, about the GoPro Max. I mean, in my opinion, the GoPro Max is really utilized to its fullest potential when you use it with Adobe Premiere and the plugin that GoPro makes. I mean, it really unlocks what that camera can do. Other than that, I would recommend Abe Kislevitz's videos, because he has a lot of great videos on how to reframe with the Max and how to use the Max specifically while skiing. So YouTube's gonna be your best friend. Check out Abe Kislevitz. He's gonna, there's no one who knows that camera better. So that would be my advice, and just be patient. It takes a while to get that camera right, but once you do, I think it's the best camera, especially for skiing out there. I could film my entire vlogs with just the GoPro Max if I wanted to, or if I needed to. Have you ever broken a camera skiing with in a bag? I don't think so, no. Don't believe so. Yeah, I took it. I had to edit today. So yeah, I didn't ski today. Just trying to get these videos out. Michael Worsley, planning to ski Mount Spokane or Schweitzer in northern Idaho. I don't know yet. Don't know if I'm gonna do Idaho or Montana or what the plan is yet. I don't even know where I'm skiing tomorrow, basically. So it's hard for me to predict out anything more than 1 or 2 days, to be honest. What do you think about the Insta360? I mean, I'm biased, of course, but there's a reason why I've used GoPros through and through. I was approached by Insta360 at the start of the ski season. They wanted to send me cameras and everything else, and I just, even free cameras at the time, I said no. So I think GoPro is just the king of action sports cameras, and yeah, I think even though the Max is years old, it's still the best 360 camera out there. But I mean, I'm literally wearing a GoPro shirt, so probably not the right person to ask, but I think once you know how to use the Max, the Insta360 doesn't really hold a flame to it in terms of being a true artist's camera. The Insta360, I think the reason, it's an instant sort of thing. It's something you can shoot, go to your phone, and like get what you need to send out. The GoPro Max isn't really like that, but I think the Max is just a lot more versatile, higher quality, and just a much better image when you tune it the right way. No backcountry training or anything like that. Are you nervous on those steep runs? Yeah, I'm nervous, but it's a good nervous that helps me ski it, No alternative cameras to the GoPro. I don't know if I'm doing Mount Baker. It's not any passes, so I don't really know how to. I have 3 ski passes, and when a mountain's not on one of those 3, it's like, do I really want to spend the $100 or whatever it's going to be to do it? That's why I bought the 3 passes in the first place. Any resorts or brands been reaching out to work with you? No. Just been rolling solo. I mean, I'll get like really cheap like brands or products that like people want to send me, like heated gloves or some bullshit, but yeah, nothing that has any value or money to it. I mean, a resort wants to give me like a free lunch, and I'm like, I don't really need a free lunch to do that, so I don't really accept, like, yeah, I'm just not about a free lunch. It doesn't really keep us on the road, if you guys know what I mean. Bond with the 20. Pinball was sick. Thank you, Bond. Glad you like pinball. beacon of positivity. That's the high accolade. It is, man. That's what it's all about. Hope you're enjoying the clear PNW weather. I have, man. It's nice to see some sun, and I'm surprised how warm it is. I feel it's like 50 degrees down here where I am right now. I'm like, wait a second. I thought I was gonna need my heater and, like, you know. But yeah, it's cool to be here. And it's crazy, but to see the trees in the forest, that's like, that is something we do not have in Utah, and something I, one of the things I miss from growing up on the East Coast is the greenness and all that. But here, it's like you drive through these forests. It's cool. What other mountains resorts are you stopping at? I'm doing Alpentel and Stevens Pass likely, and then I'm probably heading up to Canada. So no worries, Logan. You don't gotta apologize for no clips, man. You're the king of the clips, dude. So how long are you gonna be on the road for? Likely until the Stoke Squad meetup is March 11th and 12th in Utah. So likely for at least another solid month here. It'll be close to around 5 or 6 weeks by the time we're done with it. So I think you can only become a member on a desktop computer. Matt with 25. Luna is thirsty. Thank you, Matt. Been trying to keep Luna fueled up as we go, and that's definitely been the biggest expense. But when I do these shorter stops, it's a little bit more digestible. But like the initial 10-hour rip out here and everything else, like, yeah, they can be kind of big. But thank you, Matt, dude. 1,050 brings the total up there. That's insane. Have you ever considered doing a video on how you edit your videos? Good question. Yeah, I've considered it. I just don't really know the best way to go about it, I guess. And the fact of the matter is, right now, people, if the video doesn't have skiing in the title, it just doesn't get viewed. So it's kind of balancing that whole thing. I think most people are here just to see the skiing. So I think I could one day do an editing video, but that's where I feel like a lot of the sauce lies and all that sort of stuff. I have done a few videos of editing and color grading and stuff like that from a few years ago now, but it would be time to do a revised video, because a lot of my process and workflow is different now than it was years ago. And yeah, I think that's where everything comes to life, for sure, is in the edit. Do you go through a lot of batteries with the Max? I have the Enduro batteries. I've never used 2 full batteries during a day of shooting, so I will likely basically use one battery and then like half of the other battery. So I carry 3 batteries with me just to be safe, but yeah, I wouldn't say I go through many batteries, to be honest, because I'm using that Max all day. Does all the GoPro Max footage get rendered out when you save an external hard drive, or to use the GoPro Cloud? I don't know if I fully understand your question, but I don't use the GoPro Cloud. I save all my stuff on hard drives. I just bought one today, actually, from Best Buy. So yeah, I render it out, and then I just will transfer stuff to a hard drive. I don't use the cloud stuff. No, I don't ever wax my skis or anything like. Chin, are you on a chairlift right now? We ever use the lens protectors from Zipline? I have like the case, if that's what you mean. I keep my lenses in there. If it was a free lift ticket, different story. Yeah, that would be, I mean, it would at least, it'd help me get to the mountain, like a place like Baker, you know, where I don't have a lift ticket. But even a lot of these places, Crystal did reach out to me before I even went there, and they're like, we can offer you a free lift ticket. And I was like, well, I've already spent the money on an Icon Pass, so it doesn't, and they never offer like the compensation back. Well, okay, we'll give you, whatever it is, cash or something. So it's like, I don't have any incentive to, because as soon as you take stuff like that, then you might be under some sort of, like with the videos I make now, I can say whatever I want. I can ski whatever I want. If I don't like the resort, I can say I don't like it. If, like I can, so that's what I like about my channels. Like I really don't have much obligation to anyone or any brand or anything. Everything I do is very honest and authentic. So as soon as you start taking things like that, even like those Deer Valley things, which I think Deer Valley did it the right way, was, setting up activities and different things that not your average person who goes to the resort is going to be able to do. So I thought that was a really cool sort of experience, both to capture and to share with you guys. So that's what I wish some of these places did more, rather than, oh yeah, we can offer you a complimentary lunch, which, I mean, let's be real, it's what, $20 to $30 for like a burger or something. Like it's nice, but compared to the costs that I go through to get to these places, to put these productions together that you guys see, I mean, I'll just eat my granola bars on the lift and just not have to worry about it. So I've never been a huge sort of like food guy at the resort anyway, so it just is kind of indifferent to me. Justin with the 20, thanks for the inspo. Visited Park City this past week and channeled to Stoke to rip, the hardest terrain I ever skied. That's what it's all about, dude. Thank you for the 20, man. It makes me so stoked to hear that. I think I met someone else who like just got done with their first black diamond and stuff like that. So that is sick, man. Hope you like Park City, because that is a fun mountain. Thank you for the 20, dude. I'm glad the Stoke wore off and incentivized you to push yourself, man. Trevor, 3 months technically to the dope video today, bro. Seriously, got to get to a near area. Thank you, Trevor. Dude, you've been around way longer than 3 months. I remember when you joined, you're like, man, I don't know, I was always on mobile. Pro gamers. I am not in Bellevue tonight, Morgan, no. I'd rather not necessarily just give him my exact spot right now as I'm traveling with a very what's the right word, distinct van. But yeah, I'm not in Bellevue. Picked up my first pair of skis ever, Rustler 9, dude. That's a dope ski. Congrats, man. What kind of gas mileage is it gonna get? I don't really know. Probably like 14 to 16 miles on a good day. DC with the 12 months. Happy anniversary, Lucas. Here's my gift to you. Thank you, man. What a 12 months it's been, dude. Thanks for all you do, man. Can't wait to see you at the meetup. Thanks for all the clips that you send. You probably send the most entertaining clips out of anyone, because we just, like I say, you never know what you're going to do. 18 days for my Icon Pass. 1920 come out this weekend. This for the Cousins Spurs Dog Squad Unite. Let's go, Chris. 20 days, dude. The big 2-0 coming up. Huge, Chris. Huge. How much do you think Park City will be open mid-March? I think 100% of the mountain will be open mid-March, unless it stops snowing February and just gets really warm, which I doubt will happen. But yeah, it should be completely open in March. Should be great. Or the Podium XTs. They use your code. Let's go. Podium XTs are the best goggle I've used from Zipline for sure. Deer Valley Ball, Lucas confirmed. You know, I didn't get paid for that. It was just like a complimentary stay, but it was yeah, I think that was really a cool way to do it. And even driving up past Crystal, there's like these lodges at the base, and it's like that could have been a cool story to tell of like staying at the base in that forest there and then going up to ski, right? Like that's more incentive than like a lunch, in my opinion. And from a story perspective as well, to make a video about, I think that's gonna sell a lot better than, you know, I don't know, going and getting like a burger at a place, right? Eric gifted the 5, dude, on top of the 20. Eric is risking his F-150 for the Stoke squad, man. Thank you for the 5. Lisa, George, Tim, Jordan, Cold Sight, welcome. On behalf of DC, he did it. What's your favorite resort in the PNW so far? I guess if Oregon and them count, I mean, I'm going to go with Crystal out of the... I've only been to 3 so far. Yeah, Crystal for sure. Mane and tail fun. It's been a while since re-up. Lettuce is still looking silky. I literally just showered. I'm at a Planet Fitness. Had a great shower. Revelstoke, I'll be there February like 9th, 10th, and 11th. Twisted a few ankles trying to play ball. Feel better. Gonna train on my inner Lucas. Let's go, dude. Sorry about your ankle, man, but good. Luckily, it's just like a twist or a sprain. Where'd you go to high school? I went to Cazenovia High School. Cazenovia High School? Cazenovia, New York? Yeah. We're skiing tomorrow. Elpentel tomorrow. What up, Josh? Yo, DC, I see that. Because I have the other stream up. DC gifted 10 memberships. Noah, Sean, Rohan, Fangda, Luca, Sam, Gus, Ryan, Rachel, Cheesesteak Dude. Damn, DC gifted 10, dude. Let's go, Devin. Thank you, man. That's huge. It's not in this stream. It's in the other stream. But Devin, thank you, man. I don't know why this stream got messed up, but I went live and it just like wouldn't relay into YouTube, so I just did a whole new one. No, knock on wood, haven't any problems with any of that stuff with Luna, but as everything grows and stuff like that, I am more and more. I get it's the sad part is it's gonna happen eventually. Someone's gonna break into the van, or you know, people are just gonna do something bad. So, you know, that's why I don't carry like my entire well-being in the van, because if something were to happen, I need to start over. I need to have assets and resources that, you know, don't get taken. So while I have, you know, I have stuff in here, it wouldn't be a complete ender if something happened, but unfortunately I do think it's gonna happen at some point, which kind of sucks, but it's just life. What up, Roberto? Do a collab with Nikolai or Cody Townsend. "25 days till Park City. The freaking Stoke is real. Let's go, Ron. Can't wait, dude. Can only ski one day in Salt Lake, Snowbird, Alta, or Deer Valley. I mean, one day, Icon, Salt Lake. I would say Snowbird. it can be very dependent. Like if the Little Cottonwood is closed, or it's just there's a bunch of new snow and there's a huge line to get up there, it can be very difficult to get up Little Cottonwood. And that's where a place like Deer Valley is really good, because it doesn't matter how great the snow is if you can't access it, right? So Deer Valley tends to always be a super sleeper of an area that you can access. So just depends. I mean, from a terrain perspective and snow quality and all that, I would say Snowbird or Alta, but just kind of like I said, it's a little bit dependent because that area has gotten so incredibly popular. How was Crystal Day 2? It was good. I mean, I don't think it was as good as Crystal Day 1, just because that first day was so hard to beat with the weather and the terrain and the snow. But it was still cool to see another side of the mountain and stuff like that. So it was fun. No complaints. It's just definitely a legit mountain that deserves respect. And you could spend a whole season skiing that place and not exploring everything. So I'm glad I stayed the second day for sure. Shower content is back. Windblown trees in the transition through the timberline. Is that a run that I did? I guess I don't really know what that means. Epic Pass or Icon Pass as a first-time buyer. It totally depends where you're located. And if you're located near a mountain that has like unlimited access on one of those passes, I think as a first-time, buyer, I think getting a lot of days is probably the most important. But it just totally depends where you're at. If you're in Utah, I would say, unless you live in Park City, the Icon Pass is the way to go. If you're in Colorado, you could argue either the Epic or the Icon is the way to go. Same thing with California. It really just depends where you are or what mountains you want to hit. I think the Icon gives you a little bit more versatility, though, if I had to blindly pick one. Chin with the 10 on the rodeo again. Shout out to Lucas wearing something besides an Armada sweatshirt. I decided to change it up for you guys. I gotta give my Armada hoodies a little break from the stream. They don't like all the limelight. But honestly, it's so warm here. My van has been like 70 degrees without even trying. So I was like, I don't know. Sometimes with the hoodies, like I just don't feel like I ever get my day started because I sleep in the hoodie. You typically wake up in the hoodie, and I'm like, so there's something about just like, yeah, taking it off, and it's like a little different. But thank you for the 10, man. We hate icon holders who roll through it. Such a shitty attitude, man. Because you have a season's pass to Alta and Bird. Who the hell cares, man? These passes have made it accessible for people to ski like different resorts, dude. Is that why you don't advertise your channel on Luna like a rap? Yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah. I've never really even advertised my channel much at all, just in general, or like. I mean, when is the last time you saw in a video of me asking you guys to subscribe to the channel? I've just never been about that sort of stuff. If I just have always, if the work is good enough and it strikes a big enough chord, essentially, then people will want to subscribe and support the stuff. But I never asked people to subscribe or stuff like that, really. So I wouldn't put it on the van and roll around with it either. How are you funding your excursions? All through YouTube. On my way to Steamboat Winter Park, any recommendations? Steamboat, I think anything kind of the Christmas tree bowl area is a lot of fun. I've only been there one day, and that's all I skied. And same with Winter Park. I did the Vasquez Cirque, which was cool, but a lot of work. So I don't really have a lot of experience at either of those places. Jay, who I believe is in here, has a lot of experience at Steamboat, and I think Chin does as well. They might be able to help you out more, but those are both great places. Or thought about putting a small safe? Not really. I mean, I guess it's a good point, but I just feel like they could, unless the safe is secured in the van somehow, they could just take the safe. But I try to keep an attitude that, people and humans are naturally good, so I try not to manifest too much of like this sense of security, but ever thought about more exclusive content of Stoke Squad members? I mean, I tried, and that was kind of the original thought, but right now with just trying to put out videos, as much as I can, it's been slower now with the traveling. It's just harder for me to get the stuff out. I think just doing, daily-ish videos is as much value as I can provide. So, yeah. Chris with another 20, starting a fund for your next rig transit. Also, my pre-orders. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, dude. I don't know if it'll happen, like this year, but I think that the plan in the future at some point here is to upgrade to a 4x4 rig, completely kind of redo. I'd build the van again, but redo, sort of make it a little bit more winter focused, bigger battery banks, stuff like that, heated floors. But most importantly, 4-wheel drive rig I think would be sick. But I don't think it would happen this summer. Maybe next summer would be when it would go down. But would love to get a newer van that has a little bit more creature comforts up in the cab, and then 4-wheel drive as well. The midst of applying for the GoPro VIP program. That's sick. What does that do, Matt? How's the snow quality on the resorts you've been on the trip so far? It's not bad. I mean, it's not. It's definitely. It could use some work. I'll say that. But it's honest. It's fun. It's something different to ski. But I wouldn't recommend if people leave Utah to ski in the Northwest. I'll tell you that. But. Yeah, I'm sure with like good snow, it's a lot different, but many resorts let you stay in their parking lots overnight. No, not without paying for camping. And it's like, I think I only looked at Bachelor and it was $45, like just as a bare parking spot, no hookups. I think it was $65 to hook up, and I'm like, to sleep in a parking lot for $45 a night, I'm like, yeah, I won't. I'll just drive down the road and sleep on the side of the street somewhere. But yeah, no, I haven't stayed at any of the resorts just because it is kind of expensive. Nice, Jesse. Tear it up. Can't wait to see it. Laggy video. We're just changing satellites probably. Haven't stopped by in a while. Congrats on the success of the channel, bro. Love from Rochester. Thanks, Mitchell. Appreciate that, man. I would, if I had to pick one of the 2 jackets, I would probably pick the middle zipper, the new Arch one. It's just a little bit easier to use. But I don't not like the Doom either. I guess, but if I had to pick one, yeah, I'd pick the Arch. I do like a normal zipper a little bit. Definitely one of the sicker resorts I've been to. I'd put it up there with Jackson Hole, Mammoth, Snowbird, stuff like that. A&W's been great. It's warm. Diesel. Luna is diesel, if that's what you're asking. Damn, you work for Ford, dude? That's sick. You mean that transit hookup? Chains are a pain in the arse. Yeah, they can kind of be tough. I think once you get them down, like, I definitely encourage you to practice in the dry before, like, you're on the side of the road at nighttime and have to put a chain on. But once you get it down, it's actually quite simple to put a chain on. And they make you like invincible. It feels like you put chains on, it's like you can get yourself out of anywhere. But they do. It would be nice just to have the four-wheel drive, good tires, and like just not have to worry about it. Ever had guests stay in the van? I've went on a few trips before. Probably the most gnarly one was I went on a trip to Arizona with my sisters. We had 3 people in the van. I slept on the floor in between, like, yeah, I slept on the floor and they slept in the bed. So yeah, don't have tons of guests in here, but we have done extended stays with people. It's basically like a 2-person van. Once you get to 3, you need, and we did that like in November where it was kind of cold, so you couldn't really sleep outside much because we were in the desert. So if you want to go 3 people, it would help if it's summertime where you can have a little bit more space. Got a pair 130 underfoots, geez. You can really use any binding you want. You just got to get the proper brake size. I mean, I put Tyrolia Attacks on my 133 underfoots, which I think is a great binding. But you know, I think a lot of the bindings are pretty comparable. But yeah, you got to get a 130 brake for sure. You need a van that drives itself, then you edit your videos. That'd be sick. Self-driving van. Just plug in the different ski resorts and then it just knows how to get there. Yeah, that would be a huge help because I spend so much time driving, finding parking spots, just taking care of the van. Like how much time it takes to once to leave, I gotta put everything away. And then it's like I get to the resort and everything just explodes. Shit gets up to the front, all this stuff gets moved around, and then to leave, I gotta put it all back. So like I spend so much time just moving stuff from here to there and there and back. A little more storage for the van. I mean, I have a lot of storage, actually. Like, I don't even... Between the boxes on the back and the garage underneath, I mean, I do have storage. It's just the skis are kind of a clunky thing, so I think making maybe, like, some sort of vertical box. But I don't really want the skis outside, so... Yeah, skis... Yeah. I don't know about the next van. Like, the layout, I think, is kind of pretty good. Luna on the drive up to Bachelor was fine. There hasn't been much roads that are worse than like Little Cottonwood on a bad day. Luna's honestly fine in the snow. It just happens when someone else gets stuck and I have to stop on a hill. That's where I'll start to spin tires a little bit. But as long as I'm moving, Luna's honestly very, very good in the snow. When's your first enduro race with Riot? Saw they dropped some merch, just saying. I don't know, man. I don't really know what the deal is. I hope I at least get to do the 6-hour race at Utah in July. There was a there was talk to do like a full season of enduro racing with Michael and the Riot team. I haven't heard much about that, which typically means it's not going through, but hopefully the plan is to still run 3 people in the 6 hours at Utah. Would be really great. Cost for an adult unlimited pass at Crystal is $1,600. Expensive. Yeah, that's like bird passes, Deer Valley passes. Have you ever skied in the East? If so, what was your home mountain? I never skied in the East, no. I mean, I skied a little bit. I guess my home mountain would be Toggenburg, which I think went out of business or got sold. Just watch Abe Kissel on how to use GoPro Reframe, FX, and Premiere. Yeah, dude, it's a crazy camera that I feel like I've learned new things, new angles every time I use it. So, how much do you spend on gas? I don't know, a lot. I mean, you could probably tell with the places that I go. I would say average diesel's about $5 a gallon, so I spend a lot on gas. On trips like this, I spend definitely a lot of money on gas. But you can, not that it really, I can write it all off, I guess, as a, business expense. So it helps me when I have to pay taxes at the end, each quarter, but it doesn't sound like it makes it free. But, I do lump basically everything that I do on the road is a expense, whether it's groceries or any sort of camera equipment or ski equipment. I mean, essentially my whole life right now, my whole lifestyle is a business expense, so I can write it off for what that's worth, but doesn't mean you don't got to spend the money. Are you headed back to Tahoe area this season? Probably not, to be honest. Don't know. Clip, says DC. You should come back to Colorado soon. Guys, I appreciate it, but I'm on a trip to the north and the west for the next 6 weeks, and it's just, I get it every day. Wow, we just got snow in, here. You need to come here. Jackson just got 4 feet. Why aren't you? It's like, I can only be in so many places, and I had this trip planned for the entire year is to do this trip, so I want people to enjoy where we're at right now, not where we're going next, not where we just were. There's so much where are you going next? What's next? What's next? Go here, go here. It's I feel like people are failing to just enjoy where we're at right now. The whole Crystal thing, being able to hike and see Mount Rainier is an amazing experience. And the question I get is, what's next? It's well, have we enjoyed what just happened, or is it all about where the next place is, or go to this place? And I'm on a trip north and west. I'm not going anywhere that's not in that direction right now. So Tricks, $10. Just watch your Crystal day 1 as someone who's been hiking around Mount Rainier 5th. Really appreciate your speech from the top of chair 6. I still get that feeling of awe from Rainier. Yeah, it's crazy. The first time I saw Rainier this summer, I was just kind of blown away, and I was it's weird. It's it's just a mountain, but it's hard to take your eyes off, if that makes sense. It's there's something about it just makes you want to sit there and stare at it, even though it kind of looks the same until you start working different angles of it. But it's there's something weird. You just want to sit there and look at it. AI will edit your videos. AI will not edit your video, Abe. I mean, there's little things. Abe really helped me with workflow stuff. He kind of showed some of my inefficiencies when it comes to editing, and Abe showed me some really cool scripts that someone from GoPro must have wrote that, like, he really helped me use proxies with my editing, so like I can edit basically, 5K footage like super easily with these scripts. That's more of like a back end thing that he did, which was really nice of him to share. From a process perspective, Abe really helped me slow down a little bit more, and now I take like the extra time to make sure my lens is clear, that the hemisphere exposure set on the head cam, and he just gave me like little tips and tricks when using like the pole cam, for instance, of like how the camera should be placed. And I think when using the Max, it's important to know and think about what your shot is, because the Max is two lenses, right, that's getting stitched together, so there's a stitch line. But it's easy to not think about that because it's a 360 camera, right? Like, oh, you can just zoom around, it all looks the same. But the camera is getting stitched. So you want to always kind of be a little cognizant of what is the subject of your shot and making sure it's not going to be right in the stitch line, if that makes sense. Because that's where you might see some sort of inaccuracies or something a little funky. So he just kind of like really just, I feel like with Abe and I, we got to like the upper echelon of sort of the intricacies with the GoPros. And just being able to pick his brain about like what mounts we're using for this, or what, would you bump your ISO max up in this situation? So just little things like that. But it was a very collaborative sort of trip where I think he also learned a few things on my end because of how much batch exporting I do with the Max footage. So I kind of showed him some things that I struggle with on GoPro Player when exporting out 20, 8-minute 360 clips and things like that. So very, very. He's there's like a GoPro snow camp going on in Japan right now. It looks so cool. My goal one day is to be invited to something like that. It would be really cool to be there and learn like that. But are you an LLC? Yes, I have an LLC, Lucas Catania Media LLC. Yeah, I'm hitting Revel Stoke. You use skins to hike. I do not, no. When are you shooting a video on how much time it takes away from actually skiing? I don't even know how I would make a video on that. Let's see what we got here. First is from Ron Wilson, resident Stoke Squad member. Ron, I hope you're still in here. Oh, he is. He said, when GS racing this weekend in North Carolina made the NASCAR qualifier really slow on the first time in 35 years, but I'm now a member of the Charlotte Ski Club race team. Had a lot of fun. We left. There's not much vert. Our last time out before our PC trip on the 26th. 35 times. That's Ron. Let's go, Ron. Ron's looking fire, dude. Love it, Ron. I got photos from Kevin Quast. Snow is good in Colorado. Keep on keeping on, he says. Looks deep. I think Kevin's in the I think Kevin is in the Steamboat area. Looks deep, man. This is the second time he sent me photos and it's just like up to his face. We got DC. DC skied with his mother, 69 years young, he says. Annual mother... I don't know if your dad was there too, DC, but mother-son ski trip to Park City. 69 years young. Scott says, great videos this saw. How would you rank Snowbird, Revelstoke, Base Guy, Mammoth, Jackson Hole, and Crystal? I would probably rank... I mean, it's tough because I've only been to, I've been to Snowbird so much more than those other places. I would probably say Snowbird. Oof. I'd probably say Snowbird, Big Sky, Revelstoke, Jackson Hole, Mammoth, and Crystal. I don't know. That's a tough one. And rankings are... Let's go, Devin. We got one from Stangle Dangles, if he's still in here. This is a interesting clip here. Do you sim race to stay sharp? Yes, I love sim racing. Very important tool to the craft. Sim rig in the new van would be sick, but they take up so much room. He hits a little cat track that I don't think he saw in the POW. Ski just twists off. Boom. Double ejection after that. Got to tighten the dens up. You got worked. Way to be a good sport about it. But yeah, it looks like you just... That's a shitty feeling when you have just one ski left and you're like, yep, I'm probably going down. Wait for it. Cat track. Oh, at least it's soft. Last two clips here. Chris Noddy from Mammoth. Chris said... Oh, it's on my Instagram. Some new snow at Mammoth. Looks deep, though. 8 inches, I think he said. Do you always keep your white balance at 5,500? For the most part, yes. 5,500 or 6,000. I don't like auto because it changes too much and it makes it a mess to color grade and do all that stuff. So, for the most part, 5,500 is what I keep it at. Dude, that looks so nice for Mammoth, I feel like. I heard that they don't get too much blower snow. It's always so windblown, but... Oh. Ooh, that first turn that he sets in. Is this off the bat, Chris? Like in that chair 13, 14 area? That looks nice. That looks nice. And Chris is like, yeah, enough of that. I'm dropping. Dropping. Ooh, looks sparkly. Yeah, that looks really good. I think that's... Yeah, we got DC's, Kevin's. I had another one, but it won't load. It was a pretty sweet little cliff hit. I have some more that have been emailed to me in the meantime, so we'll see if I can. Thanks for sharing the Stoke, man. You're welcome, dude. Thanks for sending that clip in. Might want to. What were your DINs set at, dude? 86 Armada is not recommended on a POW day. That would be. That's tough. Gotta go make dinner. Have a good one. See you, Ski Man. I'm getting hungry myself. My dad will be here in February, March. Got the Elon Wingman. Think it's a good purchase for intermediate skier like me. Golf Trick Shots Productions. I don't know what that is. I think it's a ski, but I'm sure anything from Elon is a good ski. So I would feel confident in what you got is the right thing. Behind the scenes of Lucas filmed by Lucas. I guess I could wear like a head cam and just like as I set the shots up, but I mean every shot that you see is me essentially putting the camera down and putting it into slow motion basically and filming and walking past it or something like that. So first chair, says Chris, right below McCoy Station. Oh, that's rad. Rogers Ridge. Sorry, I didn't have any clips. Like I said, bad week out here on the Ice Coast. I'm always the one recording. They never get me ripping the POW, dude. Well, we'll get clips of you at the meetup, dude. The whole meetup's going to be a Chris Naughty special. Matt says, me three need food. What up, Matt? Sometimes I forget you guys are even still in here. Let's go, Jay. Jay Ski sending us the clip. Where's this at, Jay? Was this Park City? Ooh. I love how those bents just pop in the snow like that. Oh, the spread eagle. Let's go, Jay. Nice. Those aspens are a telling sign of Utah. Sick. For the B-roll shots, do you use slow-mo 4K 60 or 120? I don't really ever shoot 4K on my big camera. I used to shoot everything in 60 frames, 1080 60. I recently started shooting in 120 more, just as like a little different to change things up. I think sometimes a super slow-mo looks cool, but I do think 120 is very slow, almost too slow for some things. But everything I shoot is 1080, either 1080 60 or 1080 120. Zines are great. You should think about doing a Warren Miller type video or something. I think it'd be awesome. And hey, thank you, man. Yeah, I'm sure it's choppy. The clips don't play well on Starlink, so I am streaming off of satellites in the sky, so. When does race season start? Lucas says, Brennan, I am going to Florida. I'm flying from Calgary to Florida February 17th, I think, for an unofficial testing for a few days, which would be nice. But the first race is the March 31st to April something, so kind of be that last weekend of March. I think I'm actually working with that other team, Riot. I'll be doing some coaching the week before that, so I'm going to actually be getting into racing here pretty heavily, kind of actually in March, which will be nice. So yeah, just a few more, and the actual season will start towards the end of March. Oh, Ron with the 20. The tithe. Stoke is real. We're just doing our thing. It's all good. Hugs and kisses. Ron, thank you, man. Appreciate you, dude. And thanks for sending in those photos, man. It's great to see what you're doing. Congrats on the 35 laps, the NASCAR qualifier. Thank you for the 20. And enjoy Park City when you get out here, man. Thanks for all you do for the community. Thanks for being here week in, week out, dude. Gee, there's going to be a new Warren Miller next year, going away from the yearly videos to a documentary format. I did not hear that, no. Changing it up. 6 first chairs this year. Monday at Mammoth was the best by far. Blower Pow, light and fluffy, dude. 6 first chairs. That's impressive, dude. You need like an award for that. Park City off some silver load. Were you able to pronounce the town of Unumclaw when you passed through on the way to Crystal? I don't think I pronounced it correctly the first time, and then I was talking to some people, and I think they corrected me, and I think I learned how to say it, but I feel like I already forgot. Unumclaw? Enumclaw. Unumclaw. Are those the bent 110s? 110s. In case you missed it, GoPro VIP was basically pro deals. I just applied for the Arc'teryx Pro program. Damn, dude. Matt's getting the hookup. $60 frames is better. It feels real and looks clean. Yeah, I do like 60. 60's pretty good for a lot of things. I think 120 gets better when you are doing action sports stuff and there's a reason to have something like really slow, but if it's just stationary stuff, you really can't tell a difference between 120 and 60, but I don't know. I think it's kind of overhyped, but it is super slow, super smooth, so it's nice. You get the upgrades installed on the M2. Yes, we did. We got everything ready on the M2, which would be nice. We also got a whole new like canopy system for our hauler and stuff. So we'll have like a 24 foot by, I don't know, 24 by 44 foot awning that encloses down on the side. So we're gonna be installing that in Florida in a few weeks. So we should be pretty solid. Clips to ProRes and GoPro Play before you edit Premiere. Yeah, definitely you have to go through GoPro Player. I don't use ProRes just because it's such a huge file and you know, I just don't have the time to be doing that, and you need a good computer for that. So I just go H.264 for all my conversions. It's just a lot easier file to work with. But yeah, you have to export everything out in GoPro Player, then you bring it into Premiere, use GoPro FX Reframe to then actually work with it. So that's why the editing, that's one of the longest parts of my process, is going from having to render everything out in GoPro Player and then bringing stuff into Premiere. And then what I've been doing, I bring it into Premiere, then I make proxies of all of the 360 files so I can reframe them super easily. And so there's a lot of steps I got to take with the 360 footage before it's like really ready to go. But that is the way I do it. So this new laptop I got, the M1, is night and day how fast it renders that stuff out. Probably one of the best investments I've made in a long time. .116 JDs would be too big of a jump from an 86 ARV in terms of a POW ski. 5.7 150. I mean, 5.7 150 I think is more or less just going to be your length. I mean, you could probably get away with the 177 JJ. Is it 177? Yeah. Rather than like a 185. I mean, it would feel super wide at first. From an 86 to a 116 would be, that's a lot. But I think if you're going to be skiing more POW like you were in the video, I think a 116 would be an amazing ski to have. I couldn't imagine skiing that POW in an 86, so it just wouldn't necessarily be like an all-mountain ski that you might use. I think you said you're from Minnesota, so it's POW you're going to be skiing, but there's no question as soon as you get out west, the 116 would be a great ski in POW. What up, Matt? Who's from the squad? Thank you, man. Welcome. Ready to go from Levi. Let's go, Levi. We'll see you there, man. Saturday, March 11th is at Park City. Sunday, March 12th, we're going to Solitude. Feeding with Stevens Pass. Top of 7th Heaven, take lift, small hike. And note that first was pretty legit in town. And in town, the Baronhof, I think it's called. So good. All right, thanks for the info, man. 7th Heaven lift. Take that small hike up, and the first shoot of it is pretty legit. Damn. I go to these mountains, I just go to like the gnarliest area and just scare the shit out of myself and just ski it. Best food in the world, he says. How many days total skiing now? I think I'm at 65 days skiing this year. The pronunciation for the next ski area is Alpental. Alpental? 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 Alpental. 44 by 20, okay. That's what I put 24 on the sheet to give us some extra room. 44 by 20 with full side curtains. Sick. I'm van camping at Winco and Orem right now. Hope you're warm and safe. What up, Aaron? Yeah, likewise, dude. I am very warm. Safe is always a moving thing in the van, but yeah, we're safe as we can be. Definitely warm. It's not even winter out here. It feels like it's spring or fall. I just need some damn sun for my solar, dude. There's no sun out here. My bats need some juice. I've had an early squad. Thanks, Lucas. GG Devin. Thank you, man. Appreciate the 10 gifted. Thanks for the clips, dude. Good night. Oh. You manually reframe every 4x3 GoPro clip? 3x4, 4x3, or is there some shortcut? No, I mean, you're probably talking about like the Hero. Yeah, I just manually kind of reframe it. It doesn't take long. And interestingly, that whole GoPro FX reframe plugin, I'm using that a lot more on clips that aren't even 360 clips. So you can take a 4:3 frame with the GoPro like Hero, and you can use GoPro FX reframe to essentially shrink that into a 16:9 frame and remove maximizing all of the 4:3 frame. It sounds confusing, but my point is that you can use GoPro FX reframe in a lot of ways outside of 360 clips. And so I've been using that to take a 4:3 frame, which is utilizing the entire sensor and bringing it into a 16:9 and stuff like that. So, but I honestly been using my GoPro Hero 10 less and less because I can just do so much on the max. Unless I need really slow motion or there's a POW day, I don't use my GoPro Hero that much, which is kind of crazy. Thanks for your process. Yeah, to take the 360 file, you need to render it out on GoPro Player first. So you can go, or Premiere does not support just like a native 360 file. So you got to take the 360 file and essentially bring it into an H.264, H.265.mov sort of file so that Premiere can work with it. Jay gifted the 5. Google PC Master Kevin, Ben, Finn. Let's go. Thank you, Jay. Welcome, Google, Kevin, Ben, Finn, and yeah. Morgan says, get some teriyaki while you're in the PNW. It's really good around here. Pad Thai is usually also good. If you need the spicy, can't go wrong with pho. Nice recommendation, Morgan. Maybe I'll get some of that tonight. Honestly, a huge time suck, which just sounds ridiculous, but it's like the whole dish. Doing the dishes and having to warm up water to get hot water is like, that takes so much time. Cooking dinner, then the dishes and all that sort of shit. And by the time I'm done with that, I'm like, I just need to go to bed. So I've been cooking a little bit less outside of breakfast. But Are you going to come visit Snow Basin again this year? Possibly when I'm back in Utah in March. That'd be fun. Where are you going to be at on March 6th-ish? Good question, Brian. That's kind of an interesting time because I'll likely be on the end of my trip, and I will I got to get back to Utah for the Stoke Squad meetup, so it's like I could see myself being in Utah then to just like decompress, be skiing in Utah, getting ready for the meetup. Or I might be just kind of whipping in there, finishing like a northern Idaho, Stumpton, or Montana. So I don't really know yet. That whole kind of March time is kind of up in the air. 4 snowboard lessons to teach tomorrow. Good night, Jesse. Enjoy, man. Thanks for stopping by. When Rush, any plan on going? Alpental and Stevens Pass. Lucas, I think it's just part of the job, always circling over himself, answering numbers. Any plans to do Fantasy Ridge or Evergreen Shoots? Fantasy Ridge requires a beacon, shovel, and probe, which I don't have, and I don't really understand the point of needing a beacon but not a partner. What's the point of having a beacon if you don't have anyone to find you? So yeah, I need a beacon, shovel, and probe for that stuff, which is cool. I actually did Evergreen. I went to Solitude kind of like the day before I left for this trip. That was when I hit the truck. I skied with my friend Tyler. We hiked Evergreen, which was fun. It was a cool area. So I have done Evergreen Peak and stuff like that at Solitude. I didn't film any of it, but Tony with the 20. Thank you, man. Thank you for the 20, Tony. I appreciate you, man. Tony A with the 20. Let's go. Let's go. For those who don't know, 4x3 is a traditional screen, 16x9 is widescreen. Yes, sir. 4x3 is a more vertical frame, but 16x9 is what we're used to. Not what we're used to. What we see, like this video, is a 16:9 aspect ratio. For instance, the 3 days in Canada sort of like mini ski edit film thing that I did, I put that in what's called the 2:1 aspect ratio, which is like when you guys see the black bars come in when I do like a sequence, you know, it's kind of mimicking like a anamorphic 2:3:5 sort of ratio. But to do it properly, like you edit in that format. So when I do more of a traditional film, or even some of my summer vlogs, I think it looks so much cooler, like in an actual anamorphic crop. So those I was doing 2:1 aspect ratio, which gives you that really cinematic widescreen that you'd see like in a movie theater or something. So aspect ratio is a huge thing that can help you tell a story. You know, something as simple as that, right? If you're trying to go for like an old school filmic look, you could maybe go by like a 4x3 or something, or a square. So little things like that can go a long way. Live stream is a to-do. Every week we are all better for, instructive on all things. I feel privileged of the conversation. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate you being here, man. It's a very cool thing. That's probably been the best thing I've done for the channel. It's just doing like a weekly live stream like this, because it provides such an interactive way to talk to each other, and I can learn from you guys. You guys can ask questions, so it's a really cool thing that it was called 20-minute Stoke. It started as a 20-minute live stream, like, hey, I'm gonna come on, chat a little bit, but the first one ended up going so well, I think I stayed on for like an hour at the time. So I just started doing hours, and now we got up to 2-hour streams. That way it gives people to come and go and make them. So oh, Eric says, I love those transitions from one aspect to the other. See, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, when the black bars come in, it sort of mimics a 2:3:5 aspect ratio, which, you know, a purist would say that's the wrong way to do it. But the 16:9 is great to fit the skiing. I found that skiing doesn't fit super well in those like super anamorphic ones, but it's a cool way to sort of mix up the videos. What are your thoughts on Telluride? Telluride is a great mountain, an awesome ski town. I really enjoyed my time there. Been there in the summer and the winter. Would love to get back there in both seasons. Do you have a code for Montec? I do not. Montec, they do not do codes because their gear is already very cheap, so they don't really do discounts or affiliate links, stuff like that. So yeah, no code. I have a I know last stream I talked about this, but I do have 3 more Montec giveaway codes that I'll be doing. I'm just finalizing the whole situation with Montec right now, but there will be more Montec drip to be given away here. Big Sky, March 6th to the 10th. David Dorr says, go to Crystal Mountain. Has a beautiful view of Mount Rainier and the best skiing in Washington. Trust. Rainier. David, I would check out the most recent video, man. I was just there for 2 days. But I appreciate it, dude. Definitely a beautiful mountain. Lucas, odd question, but have you ever tried Tillamook products, specifically their ice cream? Visit their factory, best of all time. I have not, to be honest. I might have accidentally eaten some of their cheese, maybe, but like not I don't know if I've like actively tried their stuff. Interestingly enough, Justin, who is, you know, the moderator of the channel and stuff like that, he's from Tillamook, Oregon. So have you been to Whistler? I have not, Chris Driscoll. I have not been to Whistler. Greatest song in the history of the Lucas Catania channel. Love to see the vids. Good to see you live. Thank you, man. I think Ron no longer working list. Off all Sundays and Tuesdays. Let's go, Matt. Lucas ever tried a backflip on skis? If you did you land? I've only done backflips in foam pits and in the water ramps. I've never did a backflip on the snow. Bond with the 20 for some of that truck stop coffee. Let's go. You know I love my truck stop coffee. Bond, thank you, man. Thank you for the 20, dude. We appreciate you. Lucas, did you ski the Traverse off of Green Valley Chair at Crystal? I do not know. Which one is the Green Valley chair? Let me see here. I have a saved trail map. I don't know if I did that. I might have done that when I went over to Northway. I went Mount Rainier, then I kind of traversed across. I don't know. Scott McGee upgraded to Super Stoke Squad. Let's go, Scott. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You might be the only Super Stoke Squad member. Live stream on the mountain while skiing. The GoPro has the option through their app. That's sick. That would be wild. I don't know how that would work, to be honest. That would just be a menace if I'm out there live streaming while skiing. It'd be total chaos. Ever tried snowboarding? I have not. I take that back. I've tried snowboarding once a long time ago, and I just falling leafed down the slope or whatever. So yeah, I haven't really tried it. We have Dunkin'. I don't think it's as prevalent as out east, because when I lived out, out east, I loved going to Dunkin' Donuts. At least in Utah, we don't have too many Dunkin' Donuts. I feel like we have a lot of Starbucks. But dude, truck stop coffee is where it's at. I don't know if do we have Tim Hortons in the U.S. Matt Leader, welcome to Stoke Squad. Let's go, Matt. Welcome. Welcome to the squad of the Stoke, my friend. The PNW indigenous tribal names are really difficult to say correctly. Yeah, I've noticed that they got some cool names out here, but definitely hard to pronounce. Moto with a $2.99. I don't have much, but want to help because I love your channel attitude. Thank you, man. You do not feel the need to donate if you're not in the position to, dude. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the super sticker. If you like Truck Stop Coffee, you'd love this great little coffee place from the Seattle area. I'm sure I would. I'm sure I would. On the mountain live stream, that'd be nuts. Coming to Park City the first time ever out west. Feb 13th to 16th. Let's go, Moto. It's going to be sick, dude. Enjoy. Make sure you ski both Park City and canyons. Skiing into town, I think, is one of the coolest parts of Park City. You can ski into town, go to Devan's, get some pizza. Patreon. Yes, I have a Patreon as well. It's in the description. Grant Freemeyer with the $4.99. Thank you, Grant. Appreciate that, dude. Good time out of your beating. Yes, that's right. Good point, Matt. We have President's Week coming up, which is the busiest time on the mountain for whatever reason. But so yeah, get your skiing in before then if you're trying to beat the crowds. But will you ever ski the East Coast in the future? I would say very strong, most likely no, I will not be. I'm sorry, my friend, but I just think the mecca of skiing is out west, so I don't really see myself going east to ski. What aspects of your skiing do you want to improve on? Oh, that's a good question that I don't really have an answer to be honest. I love to get more comfortable in the air. Love to be able to do some more freestyle orientated skiing, I guess. But and then just trying to link my turns on all varying pitches. And yeah, I would say that. Other than that, yeah, I've noticed a lot of Dutch bros in out here, or maybe Oregon it was, but yeah, definitely lots of Dutch bros. What up, Geezy Gamer? Duncan's all over New England, Wawa Mid-Atlantic, Starbucks is everywhere, and do not like their coffee since it's too acidic. Very true. Like Duncan is all over New England. Mid-Atlantic, I don't know about that. Starbucks is everywhere. That's true. Town left to High West. Great combo, Chris. You can go to Devances real quick, get some pizza, then go across the street to High West, take the town lift back up, and you're good. Nice, Silverado Lodge, it's dope. You can still take the gondola over to Park City side though too, so you don't even have to. That's the cool part about Park City now with the Quicksilver gondola, so you can connect over. But awesome, dude. You mean ice skate the East Coast? Yeah, I don't know, man. Bonds is 100K. I think we're gonna move. I think we're moving the goalposts on the on that. Well, maybe not. I think we safely have another 2 seasons. I think before we get there, and at that point I'll just retire. So. I like to see some freestyle, but don't get hurt. We need the videos. Yeah, I don't mean like park stuff. You know, I don't really have any desire to do park anymore. Short of just kind of rolling through the jumps, but I would love to be able to be a little more versatile on the big mountain stuff, but Riley Johnson says, hi, Lucas. When are you coming to Whistler? I will be at Whistler most likely next week sometime. Don't know exactly, but yeah. Next week. Do you have a Spotify playlist of the music from your videos? I do not know. All the music I get is from a website called Epidemic Sound. I'm sure some of the artists are on Spotify, but I don't have a I don't have a playlist or anything like that. The only playlists I have are more like hardcore workout music, so nothing that you'd find in my videos. Lucas, deal is still up if you come to PA. 5 free tickets to whatever resort, and wow, I'll run on me. Damn, dude, that's what I'm talking about. See, Logan's got it going on, man. Might have to take you up on that deal. It's incentivizing. I got scolded by Ski Patrol on Sunday, went where they wanted. Wait, I got scolded by Ski Patrol on Sunday, went where they wanted, an add-on. I told them I would not do it again, and I didn't, but I would again. And see, so there's really no out of bounds. That kind of makes sense. I guess maybe there's not really avalanche danger, or I don't know. Yeah, it's tough because you want to. Tara Moser, the $4.99, Washington or Oregon. I'm probably gonna have to go with Washington on that. Probably gonna go with Washington. Oregon's dope. For some reason, I think Washington might have a little bit more to offer, but could be wrong. Could be wrong. Thank you for the $4.99 though, Tara. You brew your own coffee ever? I mean, I have Chemex that I use a lot, so I don't know if that counts as brewing my own coffee, but yes, I do. I very much enjoy doing a nice cup of pour-over coffee. Grinding up the beans, all that. I don't like weigh the water and everything. I'm not like that exact about it, but there's something very therapeutic about making a cup of pour-over. Well, you said 100K, but you should stop by Ben & Jerry's factory and make your own non-dairy ice cream and attract more people if that ever happens. I know, 100K. Alright, I'll stand by 100K. 2025 East Coast trip. $100K ski the Midwest. You're on the East Coast racing. I am, yeah. Racing, it's a different story. So yeah, I'm going to the East Coast. There you go. Just not in the winter. Does that count? Where are you skiing now? I'm in Washington skiing. Preston Hammond. What a baller move. Do it for the channel. Everyone would rather ski the West, but for some of us just isn't possible. I've been loose to Blue Mountain, Camelback, Shawnee Mountain, and maybe somewhere else. What did you have to be in Revelstoke for? I'm meeting my dad. My dad is coming in to ski Revelstoke, Kicking Horse, and probably Panorama for 3 days, so that is kind of my commitment to Revelstoke, and then I'll be flying out to Florida from there. Or actually heading out to Calgary and flying from there. Ski the East, says Ron. What ski vertical tracking app do you use? I used an app called Ski Tracks. It's like, I think it costs $1 maybe, or $2. Ski Tracks. Colorado resort you like the most? Of the ones that I've been to, either probably Steamboat or Telluride. A Basin's a lot of fun as well. What's the deal with the car racing? I like those videos that said a BMW M34 that I sold with a dream of a car. What do you want to know, man? Speaking into existence, Summer Squad meetup Mammoth closing weekend could be July or August this year. Jesus, that's so late. Let's see that Cork 7 blunt. I can't even do a blunt grab at all. Poutine. Not really been a huge fan of poutine. I don't know why, but what do you do for a living? Right now in the winter, I make YouTube videos, and that is enough to enough and more to sustain what I do, and also put money away into accounts so I don't have to work till I'm 70 years old and everything else. But in the summer, will probably be a different story. I'll probably go back to more freelance video work to get by. But right now, I just make YouTube videos. Are you in Canada yet? No, I'm not. I love BC skiing except for the occasional fog driven into that. I mean, when I was in BC a few weeks ago, I feel like all we had was fog. What is the best resort that you have ever skied at? It's a tough question. I would say top 5 is Snowbird. Also put Alta in there, but I feel like they're kind of, very similar. So Snowbird, Jackson Hole, Mammoth, Big Sky. I'm probably, I don't know, Telluride was fun. Steamboat's cool. Kind of depends what you're looking for. That's why resort rankings are hard. It's like, are you looking for the best terrain? Are you looking for the best ski town? Are you looking for the best snow? Are you looking for, the best groomers, the best terrain park? It's tough. I mean, from a terrain and snow quality perspective, I'm going to say something like Snowbird or Alta, maybe Jackson, But where the garage gates, they're here. I got a photo. What's better, classic or modern cars? That's tough. I think the better question is like Europe or American cars, which I would go with European, but I don't know, it's hard to be like a classic 911, but I also love a modern GT3 as well, so it's kind of tough. If you've never been out west anywhere, what is one place you'd recommend going? Again, tough question, depends what you're kind of looking for. I mean, Mammoth was like a really cool overall experience, where something like Snowbird might be a little bit different because there's no town really, you're driving up a canyon. Again, it just depends. If you're not like an expert skier, it's going to be a different situation, so... Papa Joe obviously has a very flexible schedule. So Papa Joe is in the process of retiring. So he works 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, actually. So he does have a pretty flexible schedule. And I think he kind of loads it more in the winter as well. So sometimes he'll have upwards of 3 weeks off in the winter. But yeah, he's been, in this kind of phasing out process. And so he basically works half time now, which is cool, good for him. So he can come up and ski and stuff like that. you ever skied any of the hikes at A Basin? Yeah, I used to ski A Basin all the time when I lived there. Did a bunch of stuff. Did the North Pole, shoot 1, 2, the snorkel nose, snorkel door. What are those ones all the way, like going up Willie's Wide, going up to the Looker's left side? Are those like the tree chutes maybe? Notch 1, Notch 2, I think is what you mentioned in there. But yeah, I used to do the East Wall all the time. I'd hike up there by myself. Looking back at that, it was kind of like ridiculous that I would do that. Had to like rappel backwards down the rope to get into the chute. It was so gnarly. I'd just be up there like by myself. Like, yeah, I just went skiing day base, and then I'd go back and go to class in the afternoon. It's from prize money from winning or, you know, placing well, but most of the money that I would make in car racing comes from coaching and like doing you know, you would call him a gentleman driver, someone who's just more of like an amateur driver would hire a pro or a coach, right, to go help them during the weekend. You drive their car, put a data lap in, help them with their video, coach them on the radio during the racing. So that's where you can make decent money in the car racing realm. But from a money from like the races themselves is very minuscule, and most of the time any of the prize money that you would win goes to the team owner themselves, because they're usually funding the operation, and then if it wants to get dispersed from there, it will. But unless you're a factory driver at a manufacturer, you don't really, you know, and they're typically salaried anyways. But the money that I would make in racing this summer is from coaching people and working with less experienced drivers. Working for someone else, no. I will likely just continue freelancing if I need to. Stuff like that. Hopefully, I'm hoping that YouTube, it, you know, will be able to float itself enough to just pay for some basic things. Then I can take some small jobs on the side, racing, stuff like that. So again, we're gonna kind of see what happens, but you know, it always works out. Stream ends in 3 minutes, actually, Dakota. Grant with the 99 cents. Thank you, man. Yeah, I used to work in real estate. I used to be a director of videography at a real estate brokerage, so I could only ski on the weekends. Yeah, I had a 9-to-5 job. Before that, I worked in TV. But yeah, before I was able to do this full time, I had a regular job, and I would do this on the side. I would work, you know, edit before work, edit after work. So that's why a large part of me, you know, I'm so proud of myself for doing this, and 4 years later being able to quit my job and do this is like a dream come true. And that's why a lot of it, I just don't, you know, when the hate comes in, I'm like, I've worked very hard to get here to, it wasn't like I just decided, oh yeah, I want to go be a YouTuber, and you just like apply for it and go do it. Like there's no map to this. It's like I was more addicted to the hustle culture, the working after work and before work. I love that journey of it, and I'm still kind of new to this, where it's like, well, wait a second, now like I wake up and this is what I have to do, where before I was addicted to that, like getting up at 4 a.m. and editing before work, and then working all day, and then going home and then editing more, and like I love that whole process of the thing. So the races are live streamed on YouTube. Photo incoming. Let's go. Did some jumps, worked on my switch riding skills. Let's go on the blade optics. Let's go, Garage Gang. I mean, what more do you need? You got Dakota, Pharaoh, Zach, and Celeste. That's like the OG crew right there, showing up week in, week out. No, it's not. It's not Champ Car. It's SRO World Challenge is the series name. Chump Car is Idris put a lot more work than people realize on this video and keeping it fresh. Honestly, the most exhausting part about what I've been doing is the mental. I've talked about this before. It's the non-stop nature of what this is. It's just, there's no like, a good thing about a job is like you go in, you do your work, you come home. Here is like, it just never shuts off. It's like I'm going to sleep, like trying to upload, be trying to encapsulate into a video, and that's what gets very exhausting. And if I don't have enough sleep, if I'm hungry, like my mind can't work in that creative sense. If I'm not in the right headspace, if the energy is off, if there's someone around me that's making me feel uninspired, it's a very like mentally sort of intact game. And it's like the skiing is, I've always said this is kind of the easy part, but it's just like it just never ever ends. And I'm trying to find some sort of line that you can shut it off, but it just doesn't happen. So I've been trying to do like ski 2 days and take a day off to edit and get caught up, but when I do that I'm like, wow, I should just be filming and skiing. But it's like, I think that's a part of it that people might not realize is like, yeah, thing just, it never ends. It never freaking ends. And this would probably be a good thing to show. So, and I know one of these days it's gonna end up not going well. So it's, no, I don't get any I don't get any support or anything from Armada right now. So, well guys, that was, where are we at? 2 hours on the dot because I was a little bit late on the stream, so went a little bit longer, but I wanted to give us a full 2 hours. Ending it with the Garage Gang. Beautiful. I appreciate you guys. So the plan is I'm going to be, continue heading north and do a few more days in Washington here, then eventually cross over into Vancouver. I'd love to spend a little bit of time in the city, some of those resorts there while I'm there before I just rush up. Come out as